All right, so we're going to talk about using corresponding parts of congruent triangles. All right. All right, so I abbreviate this to be CPCTC. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Very important to understand. If I know the triangles are congruent, I know the corresponding parts are congruent. All right. Proving parts of triangles congruent. So here I have given angle A is congruent to angle C. Angle ADB is congruent to angle CBD. So I know now I want to prove that this side, and this side are congruent. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with your statements and your reasons. So the first thing, angle A is congruent to angle C. Angle ADB is congruent to angle CBD, given. Okay, so I'm going to just draw this up here. Angle A, angle C. Okay, ADB, so ADB, CBD, so these two angles are congruent. Okay, so now I have two angles are congruent to two angles. So now I need an included side or I need another side. Okay, so I either need to know that AB is congruent to DC, DB is congruent to DB, or BC is congruent to AD. Well, AD and BC are what I'm using. So I'm going to look at DB. So I know that DB is congruent to DB. That's reflexive. Okay? So now I know these triangles are congruent. So now I have triangle ADB is congruent to triangle CBD because of angle, side. Well, since the triangles are congruent, I know side AD is congruent to side BC because of corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. All right? So since all these parts have to be congruent because the triangles are congruent. All right. So the nice thing about this is if I can prove two triangles are congruent, I actually can show that distances are the same. So one of the examples is, how do I tell if somebody is out at sea? So let me draw my little boat here. So, and I see them here. I'm at the top of the tower. How do I know how far out that boat is? Okay? So what I could do is I could find a triangle where this angle and this angle are the same. Right? I know these two sides are the same, and I know this angles are the same because they're right angles. So now I have angle, side, angle. Well, I could measure this distance here, and it's going to be the same as the distance out to the boat. Okay? And so that tells me, so if I knew that the distance here was 2 miles, then I know that this distance is 2 miles. Okay? So I can use congruent triangles to find distance and measurements. What is a bee with a low buzz? A mumblebee. What goes tick-tock, wolf, tick-tock, wolf? A watchdog. Okay? So that's using corresponding parts of congruent triangles.